Dave, off the board, if you like, on Tuesday night, obviously battled hard to earn that point against Bradford. Tell us, what is the mood around the camp at the minute? Because presumably it can be quite easy to fall into maybe feeling a bit sorry for yourself after a few bad results. Tell us what it's like.
Yeah, of course it can. I suppose from our perspective, we try and keep it as positive as possible, as consistent as possible, whilst learning from the mistakes that have been made. But what I won't do to the players is lie to them or make false accusations around where we're at. But I truly believe, and there'll be stats and data to back it up, that we're not too far away. We're missing opportunities. That's pretty obvious. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to work that out. And goals change games, and the timing of them goals can change games. When you add to that certain, and when things aren't going so well, if you like, that decisions tend not to go in your favour. You can either look at it in a really sort of negative, pessimistic way and say, "Oh, woe is us," or you crack on. Like I said, we're 3 league games in terms of what we've done. We should have more points on the board. We haven't. You either crack on and move forward, or make an excuse and sulk about what's happened previously. And certainly from my perspective and a coaching perspective, management perspective, we're going to look at the former and look forward to Saturday's game as the next opportunity to get our first 3 points on the board.
And as you say, there is that sense that you're not far away at the minute. In terms of taking that next step, turning those performances into results, what do you think is it as simple as just taking your chances?
Yeah, I think it is, because we've created really good chances, and I know people will analyse things in terms of big chances that we had and big chances that we've not taken, and things that haven't gone in our favour. But yeah, that's the reality of it. Football, most of the important things happen in both penalty areas, and at one end we've made mistakes that have got punished, and at the other end we've made opportunities and we've not punished teams, and that's as simple as it is. And if we can sort that out, then it certainly, you can't guarantee anything, but it gives us a lot better chance of winning games. Before I look at Tuesday's game early on, I thought the first 20 minutes we started the game brilliantly well. Bradford had to change their shape to deal with us, but we should have been in front. We should have been, I won't say well in front, but we've had 3 big opportunities in that first 20 minutes where we take the lead and the game becomes different. Teams have to approach it in a different manner, and the games tend to open up, which in my opinion suits us. We don't, and then you sort of worsen that by conceding a poor goal, and that again can bring a bit of negativity, a bit of it's going to be one of them nights again for us. To be fair, I thought we showed real character to go and, like I say, to go and get something which we deserved from the game, and that's what we have to move forward with. There's going to be adversity throughout the course of the season. You have to deal with that, but hope that you can put yourself in winning positions more often to allow yourself to go and, like I say, go and get 3 points and go and get wins.
In terms of goal scoring, then how pleasing was it to see Tanto get off the mark for the season? Because I suppose as a striker, sometimes all you need is a scruffy one like that to set you off on a run.
Yeah, definitely. I think Louis a little bit victim of that. You'd want him to get a scruffy one. He's been so close. Goals disallowed for offside. Other opportunities. Yeah. Forwards want to score. Midfielders want to score. Will Collar has had 2 big opportunities in the last 2 games. If he's sat on 3 goals having started 1 game, then you're like, oh, Will's back. There's been really positive signs, like I say, with him in terms of the position he gets in. And I think you're probably safe in the knowledge that when he gets opportunities, he will score. But it's the same with the player. All the players up the top end of the pitch, the sooner you get off the mark, the better. Within our team, we're probably not got somebody who is a 30 goal a season striker, but I suggest we've got a lot of players that should sort of contribute with 10, 15 goals, and ultimately an accumulation of goals over the course of the season. You need a certain amount to get you competing up the top end, and I think we have enough quality within the side to do that. But obviously helps if your strikers are a part or a big part of that.
at the other end of the pitch, obviously we spoke on Tuesday night about it being a new look back three. You've got Nowley and Ibi as the wide centre halves there. What's the thinking there? What do you feel like those guys bring to that particular role?
Yeah, listen, new look. I think what we want from certainly those wide centre-back positions is the ability to be comfortable on the football, the ability to step in, the ability to defend in wide areas, because the way, without going into too much detail about tactical stuff, the way we do it is that if we're pressing, then we roll round to become a back four. So your wide centre-backs are going to be asked to defend in wide areas. And we have the same profile with Aki when he plays as a right-sided centre-back, the same profile with Ethan Pye when he plays as a left-sided centre-back. And was probably something that we tried to do last year with the players we have. So nothing's changed there. They certainly give us a different dimension in terms of attacking. So they're both full-backs that can attack and can give us more in terms of in possession and us being more attack-minded. So combinations and the ability for them to go and step into wide areas, high up the pitch, and be able to deliver crosses and be able to, I suppose, interact with the wing backs, be that Maka, Jaden, Ryan, Miles when he's back, Ibi plays wing back himself that side, and those combinations to help us be, I suppose, more expansive and more aggressive in terms of creativity at the top end of the pitch, while still not leaving ourselves open defensively. And it's easy to look at new things. It's easy to look for, well, listen, we have to overanalyze. It's our job to be able to, or have to do that. It's easy to look for new things in terms of reasons for not getting results, or not getting, I don't think we haven't got performances, but not getting points on the board, not getting them wins. Like I say, I'm going to simplify it from our perspective, and hopefully we see we get more rewards in the game on Saturday.
It's been a tough couple of months in terms of injuries, particularly in the middle of the park. With that in mind, how important was it to get Crosby back out onto the pitch on Tuesday? And is he in contention to start games now going forward? Yeah,
massively important. To have all the players fit, because I think you strip everything back, you look at our squad, it's a strong squad. But unfortunately, when you're missing Wootton, Stretton, Powell, Sarcevic, Hippolyte, Crosdale, Collar, people that have missed games over the past few months for us going into the back end of last season, it can be difficult, and we want them back as quickly as possible, because I think the strength of our team is our squad, is the depth of our squad, and the strength and quality of our squad. And when you miss that, yes, the depth becomes important because you're relying on other players going in there and doing a job. But like I say, from a selfish perspective, we want to have difficult decisions and have every single one of them available, because if they are available, then we're much stronger for it and give ourselves a much better chance of being in the situation we want to be.
In terms of Sars and Nick Powell, obviously both missed on Tuesday. What was the reasoning for that in terms of injury?
Yeah, both got little niggles. So Nick a slight adductor, Sars a slight hamstring. Both will miss the game Saturday. Hopefully next weekend. Certainly not far off, not significant ones by any stretch, but obviously misses for us in terms of their quality, their experience, their ability, like I say, at the top end of the pitch to affect things. But with that disappointment for us comes opportunity for others, and others have to grab them opportunities when they come about. There's
still a couple of weeks left in the transfer window as well. Can you envisage anyone coming in before then? Would you still like to add to your squad? Yeah, absolutely. If we can, like I say, if we can improve the squad and we can have an impact on the starting 11, then why not? It's certainly not a case of us massively overlooking for lots and lots of things, but we're busy every day, and if we can improve, then we'll do that. If we don't, then we don't. But it's certainly not a case of saying no, we don't want to do anything and we're not looking.
but it's not a case of us saying we're desperate to do this, that and the other. We'll see where we're at. If we can strengthen and bring in quality that we think, like I say, will improve us and give us a better chance, then we'll do that. But it will be daft to panic and not remain consistent in the messages that we've given out, that we trust in what we've got within the building, and believe in our ability to go and get results at this level and get ourselves up that table.
Focusing on Barrow, obviously one of only 2 sides to do the double over County last season. Another good start this season, and they're a very difficult team to beat under Pete Wild, aren't they? Yeah,
like difficult to play against. Again, as was shown last year for us. So they've had a good start in terms of unbeaten with 2 wins and a draw. Go about their business in a without, you don't really want to say an unspectacular way. The strength of them is the team, and the togetherness, and they're gritty and do the basics well. And we've got to, I suppose from our perspective, concentrate on us. And what you don't want to do, especially with a team like them, is they're defensively organised, solid, get people behind the ball. They've been sort of mid to deep block, so won't overcommit bodies forward in terms, or certainly haven't in terms of the first 3 games with a high press. One of them games affected by a sending off. So we've got to make sure that, like I say, we're secure in terms of what we do. We'll obviously want to be aggressive and be on the front foot, and that's not going to change. But we have to make sure that we don't leave ourselves open to counter attacks and give opportunities away, like we did in the games last season that ultimately cost us on both occasions.
It is another home game. When you're going through little moments of adversity like this, how big a role do the fans have to play? Because they really stuck with you on Tuesday night when you conceded that goal, and that seemed to make a real difference. Yeah,
listen, it's an easy one to say how important a role the supporters play, but I don't think they've not played an important role. I think they've been, like I say, since I've been at the club, certainly absolutely massively behind the players in pretty much every circumstance, and like I said, that's massively appreciated and massively important. I think they're, like I say, realistic in terms of knowing what the players are giving. Sometimes, listen, some players will have bad games. We'll make really bad decisions at times in terms of changes we might make or teams we might pick, and everyone will have a different opinion. But ultimately, they know that I would hope I'm doing, and my staff are doing everything we can in terms of how hard we work. The players certainly, when they're out there, work the tripe off to try and go and do things and get positive results. As a minimum, I think the supporters appreciate that. And we all want to get this, like I say, we all want to get this right. We got so close last year, and like I say, I'm still really believing that we can go one step better this time round, and everybody sharing that goal and sharing that objective and understanding that Tuesday, everyone's, as amount of people I spoke to on Tuesday have said about it being a roller coaster in terms of what the game was. Well, that probably game is the epitome of what this season looks like. It's ups and downs, it's disappointments, it's highs, it's lows. We want to try and be consistent as possible. They'll play a huge part in that. They're probably in a similar position as what I am in terms of watching the game. I can have a little more impact than they can have, but they have to enjoy it, and they have to embrace that and recognise. I suppose every club will say what it's like to be a certain football supporter. For us, it's Stockport County, and that's had a sort of, I suppose, an interesting past, but a very exciting future ahead of it. And their support, especially at Edgeley Park, is massive for us, and it always will be.
Appreciate your time, Dave. Thank you.
Cheers, thank you.